Just a young gun with a quick fuse. I was uptight, wanna let loose. I was dreaming of bigger things.
Welcome to the latest edition of Ranger Nation Radio. My name is Tim Wood. I am the co-host alongside one Bill Bryant. How are you?
Doing great. It's a good week.
It is a good week. I am holding up the latest edition of Loop Weekly, of which I am the proprietor. I am the editor, but I have an affinity. But so this, if you can see it, Ranger Nation roars. MHS 3-1 atop the MVC. So you want one?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So a good week across Ranger Nation. A great week for Ranger football. You know, this team just continues to evolve right before our eyes, and it's a lot of fun to see it. You know, it's how are you going to respond to the Tewksbury game? That's really what it came down to. That's a tough loss. I can say we won everywhere but the scoreboard all I want, but it's a loss.
I appreciate the word fun you're using, because
this is not fun for you. I know.
don't find fun. Well,
yes.
even for these other guys that are here, Kareem and Anthony Romano, waiting until the last second of the game to find out if they're going to win is not fun.
No.
That's kind of stressful, to be honest with you.
A little bit.
And I know for the two dads that are out here with their boys, it's not fun for them either.
No.
Now, you guys, the show before the season started, when you evaluated, the takeaway I took from it, you really didn't know what this team was.
No, absolutely not.
So what surprised you? What have you learned about this team?
All right, I'll talk, because he had more, he's got inside, belief. My takeaway from this team was this is going to be a poop shoot.
Rebuild.
It's gonna be a rebuild. It's gonna be what can these guys evolve into by the end of the season. And now, I mean, the MVC's up for the taking. Now, it's not that the MVC's down. Hector, if you're watching, just so we're clear, wicked clear. So,
but I'm going to add to that, though. We had the three captains on, Luke.
Yes.
Yep.
Right? When you have a kid the size of McKinnon,
yeah,
okay, who had his breakout year last year, he's become an athlete. So him at your tackle position at that size with his skill set on defense, there was no way he couldn't do, a decent to good job. He's doing a really good job on the offensive line. Surf has been a captain for 3 years at center.
It comes down to, though, so a lot of these guys did not play. They watched, but it comes down to next guy up and how much have you been doing your job while you're not on the field? How much work have you put in? And it's very clear that they said it, and it's one thing to say it because you believe it, and it's another thing to put it on the field. And they have put exactly what they dropped down in front of us in terms of you're going to be surprised. They have put that on the field. They have put the effort was there in the off-season training, clearly. The effort is there in the practices. The effort is there in the corrections and the learning from the mistakes. Now, listen, this is a young team. They're going to keep making mistakes.
But it feels like this is a bunch of good athletes who are getting the game.
Absolutely.
They're coming into their own as football players.
Yes.
Good athletes coming into their own as football players.
Yes.
That have played for a long time.
Yeah.
And if you look at the comparison of this past game, Haverhill and Methuen, very similar as far as losing a huge class. The difference is Haverhill lost that 2 years ago. So their bump year or their, tough year was last year. So all their kids that came back this year that made the game so great, they had a year of varsity where they got bumped around, they got beat pretty good, kind of going through what Chelmsford's going through.
We were expecting the bumps, maybe.
We were expecting that from Methuen this year, but, when a kid like Sam,
Ferrulo.
Sam Ferrulo, little brain fart there. Sam Ferrulo comes on, and who's been a primarily defensive linebacker player and jumps in at line and is now a pulling guard, number 75. Offensively, he's just as much all over the field than he is on defense. That's a huge lift right there. That's something that, makes that team go from, winning these two games to potentially losing. So some kids are definitely stepping up. Last week, Isaac Frederic was out the whole game. He's a five-tool player. every special teams, punter, offense, defense. He's a main target in offense. He's a huge asset in defense. For him to be out and Matt Martino stepping up and a junior, kind of contributing for him, that's like what you just talked about. People are stepping up and doing what they need to do. They're not blowing people away because they're still learning, but it's quite impressive.
Who was playing with the broken toe?
Ferrullo.
Jeez.
I can't confirm or deny if it was broken or not, but there was a potential.
It was not feeling well.
It was an injury somewhere in his body.
The quarterback said fractured. I don't know if either of you know him, but the quarterback said fractured toe.
Oh, he should
yes.
mind his own business.
Saturday.
that was he went a little bit outside the Belichick. Yeah. So, again, Dad's sweating this out. It's watching him on the sideline is just agony. But
it's for all these guys. I mean, the two kids that are here.
Oh, yeah.
I was fortunate enough I didn't get to coach, Mr. Romano in football because he played for another team. But coached him in lacrosse. Kareem, I've coached, basketball, football, lacrosse since he was 7 years old.
Now, just so I know, Kareem. So we have Kareem, Coleman, Anthony Romano out on deck circle. I just need to know, Kareem, do I need to refer to you as Kareem Coleman trademark? Because
see, that's his new nickname now. TM.
It is. That's how
TM.
it is on Twitter. It's Kareem Coleman with the trademark mark. It's awesome.
I like it.
So, I mean, you've got guys that are just stepping up, and I see the one thing I will disagree with you. Okay, for the parents, agony. And these guys can tell me differently. They look like they're having fun in these moments.
I'm kidding. These games are awesome football games. There is nothing worse than a 31-6 football game.
Yes.
Regardless if you're winning, that's just not good. What I love about the MVC is you're having good football games, game in and game out. No one wants a blowout, no matter how much. It was less stressful. That's baloney. I want to see a good football game like that. I just like coming out in the winning end.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're seeing great football, and that's the thing. You got another great matchup this week against Andover. Andover's, kind of trying to find their way in terms of what they are in this league this year.
But they've got some returning.
Talent.
They've got some returning kids that have some serious experience. They've got a big offensive line. They've got some strength on defense. But they got their holes here and there, like every other team in the MVC.
Absolutely, yeah. And so we'll get into that more with a couple of the players. I am above anything. What impresses me, or what's cool is this is just a fun team to watch. It's like, we talk about that with the Red Sox. There's years where. They don't feel it. It doesn't look like they're having fun. There's all sorts of unrest. You hear all these rumors you don't want to be hearing about. These guys, they look like they're having fun. They look like just they're coming together as a team right before your eyes. It looks like every kid is dying to be the one to make the play.
And I think the composure, and I hope the two guys out there are listening.
Yes.
But the composure and the leadership, not just with the three captains, but across the board. You're seeing penalties here and there, and that's something that every team has to work out. But you're not seeing the silly penalties as far as the getting too excited and cheap shots and things like that. This is where this next couple of games.
15-yarder at the end was a little, but that's gonna happen.
But I didn't see that where they're bumping and
it wasn't cheap.
It's not unsportsmanlike. You're gonna get your late hits out of bounds. Those are gonna come up, and the coach, he said it. I gotta fix those, whether it's personnel or coaching. We're gonna address that. But the next couple of games coming up with Andover and Central, the maturity of the last 4 games are going to be so key for them to maintain their composure no matter what adversity comes their way. They have to handle it. If there's a late hit after the play, they've got to walk away.
And by the way, you talk about adversity and how these guys will react. There was way more going on in Nicholson Stadium than just a football game last Friday. You had a Haverhill community that is absolutely hurting and completely mobilized to celebrate the life of Jordan Rankin, who passed away in a car accident on the Monday before the game. And that goes so far beyond football, and there's so much raw emotion in that stadium with the Jordan signs and the Jordan chants, and those kids didn't move from those kids didn't move from the bleachers once during the game. None of them got up. They were just so into that game. Not that Methuen wasn't, but it was just there was a lot more going on in that stadium.
There was a 12th man on that field for Haverhill.
Yes.
Or a 12th girl on that field. The emotion of both the fans and those players from Haverhill, it was inspirational. It was, if it didn't give you chills and you were there, then afterwards. Now I'm going to say this.
What happened?
You have, this has been the paper since we started.
Yeah.
And obviously, I get this paper. This does a lot of great to this community, but I've never talked about it on this show. This is probably one of my favorite papers from cover to cover.
No kidding.
The article on page 4 about the family that lost their sister, the way that article was written about suicide and just.
Luann Santos, by the way, new writer. She's a wonderful community member, and she's writing for us now. Her first article,
it was gripping from the first word to the last word. I do know the family, and for them to have the courage to go out and do that, for it to be written this well, the article about the game, there was just. From top to bottom, this is a phenomenal paper. And you can go back to all of the shows. We mentioned the paper, but I've never talked about it like this. But this was, from cover to cover, was a phenomenal newspaper.
There's one thing, and you can't capture in print what was going on in the stadium. We can, words, I mean, there was some video out there. What happened? What happened after the game? In terms of the circle of students and the respect and the love and there was just this gigantic circle, and then they all came together in the middle and just hugging and chanting Jordan's name and pointing to the sky, and they came over to as Coach Ryan was given the post-game speech, came over and said, thank you, Methuen, because there was a lot of respect, and there was a lot more going on. It was amazing.
Just imagine having one of the biggest arguments, Lou, with somebody, and immediately after the argument, walking away, standing there and watching someone do something incredible. Yeah. And that's what it was. It was an incredible football game. Came down to the last second, the last play. A group of 70 kids from Haverhill lost a very, very emotional game. And then both teams just separated and let this incredible tribute to this girl who lost her life way too young go on. And then everyone just kind of dispersed. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before.
And I'm really glad you're wearing this shirt tonight, because it really, we have to celebrate these kids. I mean, Ashley St. Ange her presence in the community continues to be felt. The event that was put on for her and the family was just an absolute celebration of everything that's good about this community. And
Christina said it at the race that my family was in, to the whole crowd, the very large crowd. She and her family and her husband and her son needed the community, and will continue to need the community to manage this, to handle this. They missed their daughter, and I think as Methuen, we can understand that. We just lost someone very recent to us, and we that part of it, Haverhill was reeling as well, and their community came out for them, and it just shows.
Unfortunately, all these communities are way too practiced at this recently.
Way too. Yeah. You're absolutely right. It's not so like I don't want to give the wrong impression. I don't want to be like, this was an awesome thing. The part that was awesome was just, I've seen communities close up and not want to talk about it, and the family just go into hiding, and as well they should. If because it's it's hard to talk about as parents.
I could not even
put yourself in. We can't.
Yeah, too often this turns inwards, and the kids are walking the halls in silence, and nobody's talking to each other.
Absolutely.
Lou, perfect point.
Yeah. And so it's clear the support's out there. It's clear that to see the community rallying the way they have with Ashley's family, with the St. Ange family, to see. And I you know it will continue. Just seeing the amazing respect that those kids showed for the Rankin family on Friday. You know that will continue in Haverhill. It'll certainly continue in Methuen. Like you guys said, we have experienced. It's happening way too often. It's something you don't want to talk about, but when it happens, it tests the community.
Right.
And to see how it came out, it's really something. Quite honestly, it's tough. It's thinking about what happened on Friday night. It's tough to follow that in terms of talking about all these game results. But I mean, life goes on.
Yep. Life
goes on. These kids go on, and the way that the Rangers responded in the middle of all of that, when there is a game going on, the game goes on.
Yep.
And I just You never want to invade that circle when the coach is talking to the players afterwards. And if I ever was going to video a speech, I would have videoed, because Coach Ryan could not. He was on point. Absolutely. So
we do have a couple guys out there we want to get in here, because we also have Grace McKinnon.
Yes.
Coming in, who is a lacrosse player. She's the only, I believe right now, still the only female golf player on varsity.
Yep.
And also she's a member of the Methuen High School Ranger Band.
Yes.
Which has a large following.
We got some results. We'll pepper in. Congrats to the field hockey team, 5-3-2. I think they're playing today, but they beat Lowell 4-0 on Monday. Volleyball 3-0 on Monday against Billerica.
And volleyball sweep today.
Yeah,
Freshman, JV, and varsity all beat Drake-It.
Fantastic.
A sweep across the board.
So that puts the girls volleyball at 6-4. Great stuff going on with the volleyball. Swim and dive, big win over Notre Dame, 98-70. And listen, just before we go to break, we mentioned the St. Ange's, Jacob St. Ange. He's at Quinnipiac. He graduated. He's now at Quinnipiac University in Connecticut. He started as number 8 on the cross country team. He's moved up to number 6. Finished 47th overall, and I believe a 300 runner field in the Siena Invitational.
And won the
he won the sisters race, absolutely. So, all right. So
also, real quick breaking.
Yeah.
Matt Curran, the athletic director, boys cross country beat Drake-It and Lawrence today in a tri-meet, and girls cross country also beat Drake-It and Lawrence today. So
phenomenal.
Big day for Ranger Nation.
Congratulations to all the teams. We'll get more into it. Got a couple other notes we'll try to get in as we go on. But next, we'll take a quick break. Bring in Kareem, Coleman, trademark, and Anthony Romano. I don't know if Anthony has trademarked in the hallway while we were here, but we will bring them in after the quick break here on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now.
We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine.
All right, a big shout out to the folks over at AFC Urgent Care. They've been big supporters of us since the beginning as the title sponsor of Ranger Nation Radio, and we are big fans of theirs. AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. You'll never need an appointment. Got that persistent cough and cold, that cut that needs a few stitches, or need a sports physical and don't want to wait weeks to get into your primary doctor? AFC's streamlined approach helps you be seen quickly and feel better fast. In Methuen, in the Merrimack Street Medical Professionals Building, 380R Merrimack Street. In North Andover as well, in the Burton Grill Plaza. 8 to 8 Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 Saturday and Sunday. Go to afcurgentcare.com for more details. I love talking about my man Val Davila. It's a dream to own your own business, and Val and Susan Davila made that a reality in February 2013. They started with just 2 insurance carriers, but now Right in Place Insurance for Progressive, Safeco, Pilgrim, Plymouth Rock, and Mapfre, just to name a few. Need auto insurance, renters, commercial, or home? Davila and DeFusco prides itself in having lifelong roots in the Merrimack Valley. Put their experience to work for you. Visit them at 225 Broadway or call
241-7950 for a free quote, or visit them online at daviladefusco.com.
Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact institution for details.
Tickets, popcorn, and sodas. That'll be $35. Cash or debit?
Debit! I mean, I'd like to use my debit card, please. Can I do it?
Okay.
All right. Swiping now.
What if paying with your debit card was always this exciting? Kasasa Cashback is a free checking account that pays you for everyday debit card purchases every month you qualify. Plus, with ATM withdrawal fee refunds nationwide, that's a lot of extra cash to spend on whatever you like.
Ask for Kasasa at the Savings Bank. Visit tsbawake24.com. Member FDIC, member DIF.
Open up the champagne, pop.
Back on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. Want a quick shout out to a couple other sponsors. Jennifer Kanan, Realtor. Listen, you're buying and you're selling in the Merrimack Valley and beyond, Massachusetts, New Hampshire. Jennifer Kanan will get the job done for you. She's a realtor with longtime realtor in the area, currently with Century 21 Northeast Luxury Homes and Estates. Listen, autumn market in full swing. You're looking to buy. You're looking to sell. You need the right consultation. You need the right help. Jennifer Kanan will give it to you. I don't have the number in front. I don't have her number in front of me. I'm waiting for it to scroll on the screen.
We'll just throw a quick shout out to Al's.
Absolutely.
Al's Diner
Al's
just
Diner.
had their 25th anniversary
Yep.
on October 2nd. They had a big, kind of a big celebration. All of the proceeds from the shirts that they sell that have Al's 25th are going to the Ashley St. Ange Memorial Scholarship Fund, which is pretty cool. Another place in Methuen that just consistently
Steps up.
that just goes out of their way to
Just
make
who
sure
they
that
are.
they step up for people, which is
Yep.
awesome.
It's just who they are. So homecoming is next week, and
A week from
a week from Friday, the
Yeah.
12th, against Central Catholic. We've discussed. I am looking to unleash my award-winning chili recipe on the Methuen area.
we have someone else too, so there might be a chili off.
Pam.
No, I can't tell you who. They don't want to be known.
Oh, that's not right.
That's how it is.
That's how it is. All right. But I've got to talk. You're not going to be at Al's on Saturday. But I've got to talk to them about getting the cornbread, getting a big
Works for me.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
A big order of the cornbread.
Don't do that.
Do not do that. Yes.
I could barely pay a parking ticket. I can't do an FCC fine.
Yes. So. Yeah. Oh, have you had their cornbread?
Nah.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you what. I mean, this is legit. Like you wouldn't expect cornbread for breakfast. They bring these two gigantic, like just a full meal in of itself, and it's just to
Think of a
die
birthday cake,
for.
and we're talking a good sized piece.
Yeah.
for two of
Cornbread,
us.
yeah.
Oh man.
All right, so who are these guys here? Tell us who you are, what
Yes.
number, what
Identify
what position?
yourself.
Anthony Romano, 45, tight end and middle
You can pull
linebacker.
that
Oh, yeah, pull it out. Hold it. Yeah.
Pull that out.
Yeah.
Stand
Yeah.
up straight, you're good to go. So
I'm
You're good to
Kareem
go.
Coleman, number 6, wide receiver, safety.
Oh, I want his voice.
You right?
I do. I want his voice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just do that for radio purposes, or is that your everyday voice
That's
right
my everyday voice.
Look at you. Look at you. All right, so I have an apology to make to you on air in front of the world. I put Ricky Brutus into the MVC Gridiron Weekly Player of the Week voting. It should have been you.
that was a head scratcher, Tim. I'll be honest.
And I didn't consult Bill.
Shout out to my brother
Way
Ricky.
to back him up, Bill.
Ricky's having a great season.
Ricky's having a great season.
But for that particular
that game, you deserve to be on there, and that's my bad. That's my bad.
Boy,
I
Bill
will.
just threw you under the bus. There's no
yeah.
hesitation whatsoever.
No,
right there.
it's
he
true.
says he wants feedback. I'll
Absolutely,
give feedback.
absolutely. I was doing it so quick. I was trying, and it just, you said it earlier, brain farted.
But I love the poll. I mean, it's exactly what we talked
Yep.
about. Other towns have to step up. This is not on our MVC Saturday show. That's not a Methuen show.
Nope.
This is the Methuen show. If other towns want something like this, talk to my agent and Tim's agent.
We're available.
We'll travel.
Yeah, but Methuen showed up hardcore in that vote. I don't know if you helped or if the entire team helped.
No, I voted for Ricky. I voted for Ricky.
Did you? Okay, you didn't vote for AJ Caginelli or anything? Yeah, okay.
That's my boy. I played Legacy with him though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. So I won't say it was a runaway. It was a tight enough vote, but Ricky Brutus is your MVP of the week. But listen, the game you had. The game-winning catch, the 2 clutch interceptions. That's my bad. So
sorry.
I apologize. It won't happen again. So just do it again this week, and I'll redeem myself. I promise.
Kareem, talk a little bit about safety. I've known you pretty much your whole life. You've played outside linebacker, defensive end. How big of an adjustment is it to play safety and reading the field and having all those responsibilities?
It's completely different. You have to be the quarterback on the field, telling everyone where to go and stuff. That's basically what it is.
Once in a while, I'll see you go like this. My bad. Is that just the learning of it? It's not to call you out because you know every single person in that field, both sides of the ball, make mistakes. Yeah. But that's a huge maturity thing for you to be able to say, all right, that one's on me. Next time, that's not happening.
Yeah, you have to take accountability.
A what?
Accountability.
You pick me up, I'll pick you up. I mean, that's what team's all about, right?
Yeah.
So, where do you feel like you are in that learning curve? I mean, because the stats kind of showed that you're coming along last week.
I don't know, just the coaching every week, the game plan, week in, week out. It's hard work.
All right, do me a favor. Talk about this guy right here. Sophomore in high school.
I'm a little jealous of him. My sophomore year, I didn't get any playing time.
He's been almost this big since 7th grade.
Yep.
Right? Playing lacrosse. Penalties would be called on him. Yeah. And it was kids running into him. It wasn't things he was doing. It was people were...
He's a beast.
Right? I mean, at the end of the day, you at times were miserable in lacrosse because they would call penalties on you and you were like, I didn't even do anything. And it was true. Now in football, I mean, you had an incredible year last year as a freshman. You look like a grown man out there, and now you're starting varsity.
Yeah.
How's it going?
I mean, it's pretty good. I've always played with older people, even in Pop Warner. So, I mean, not too much has changed, but just like it's been pretty cool and fun. Like the seniors taking me under their wing and stuff. Like shout out to Liam Gilmore, the other linebacker, Sam Ferrulo, Jamie Blaisdell, all those guys. But it's just cool, like the whole culture in the locker room and stuff. It's a good time overall.
Couple names we haven't heard before, which I thank you for, because Liam and Jamie.
Yep.
Yeah, huge contributors. But
both kids dedicated to that weight room. Both kids are on point with that weight room.
Jamie's crazy.
Liam, I saw Liam was getting some love in the signage in the stands last week, though. So
yeah, a couple of parents, we won't say who, but Karen Ferrulo really stepped up and did a bunch of really cool,
we won't say who.
Really cool pictures and heads of players getting out there. It's she also might have let us know it's turf toe.
Turf toe.
Turf toe is the actual thing going on. My boy Jiggy, there you go.
Lorraine, yes, concession special. I've checked with the health department. We are allowed to add. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get a special waiver for that now, Tim. Thanks. Yeah, and McKinnon,
parents representing. Nice.
Those kids are both back next year. Anthony will be a junior. Kareem will be a senior in high school.
That's crazy.
Oh my God. Unreal. So, talk a little bit about the season. You guys, this is your 4th game. Obviously, we don't have to talk about Tewksbury. We know that was a great game, but we came up short. We'll leave that in the past. But Lowell, you had a big game. You're catching some great balls. You're getting the ball thrown to you a little bit. Talk a little bit about the offense and throw some love towards some folks on offense.
Shout out to Dugan. Shout out to Connor Bryant. Shout out to Ricky Brutus. All the receivers. Fatella.
Shout out to the line.
For sure.
How long have you been playing? Obviously, I know the kid, but how long have you been playing with Connor Bryant?
Since I was 7.
So pretty much every year since he was 7 years old.
Except for that 1 year, Pop Warner.
We don't talk about that.
I don't talk dirty.
No. I don't talk to Adam Marino because of that year. At all.
2 big questions for you. You can earmuff if you want. What is the most embarrassing thing you ever seen about Connor Bryant?
Embarrassing.
And what is the worst thing he's ever said about his father?
Oh, Jesus.
No comment. No comment. What happens in the locker rooms? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But am I lying when I say? Am I off base when I say, as close as these games have been, you guys really look like you're having fun in these clutch moments. Like, I think Coach Ryan said it. Like, you've got snowmen sometimes that will melt under the lights, and you guys are like the absolute reverse of snowmen. You guys have just seemed like you're embracing the moment. You might have the nerves. I can't imagine you don't, but you're not showing it. You guys seem to just eat up these moments.
Well, all the way back in camp, we used to do drills like the 2-minute drill. We have to go the whole field and try to get 2 minutes. It just showed up on Friday.
Yeah, that's when you were talking about like the prep, the prep showing up on the field.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like football, like just playing like in the backyard, and we're just having fun out there. Like, it's a brotherhood. And,
way more physical than the backyard.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, but I feel like our team lives for those moments. Like, we'll go in at halftime, and we'll know that we need to step it up going into like the second half and stuff.
I mean, how great! Like, do you have little nephews or anything, or nieces?
Little cousins.
Okay, cousins or anything.
Yeah.
So, like, how awesome is it now that 30 seconds left, Bryant drops back. And little kid is gonna be imitating Kareem Coleman doing the post route with the winning touchdown catch.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's what this means to Methuen. You guys know it. You guys have seen it all as you've come up. I've never seen such an active Pop Warner program as you see in Methuen. I know it's active all around the valley.
There's little E-team and D-team kids at that football game on the sideline that are doing that. How important was the 7-on-7? The last game you guys played against that private prep school team from kids all over the country and world that we ended up losing to. You guys showed a little bit of a swagger and an ability to get into their head, but maintained, for the most part, your own composure. How important was that for your position, Anthony, playing linebacker?
Just the compete level. Like, their quarterback, what was it, number 1 in our class, my class? And they had, like, 3, like, 4-star, like, receivers.
Scouts of this game. Scouts of the 7-7,
four of them going
probably.
to Division I scholarships. Yep.
And we didn't lose by like 1 touchdown.
It was a last second. You guys were right in it to the end as well. So
Pam Bryan brings up a good point. Maybe could you step it up in the first half so she doesn't have to have a heart attack every game?
Yeah. Because sure. This game right here. This game right here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No bulletin board material, but yeah.
But playing a complete game has been the goal.
That's the goal.
Has been the goal all year. Any other players we want to talk about? Other kids that are kind of stepping up, like seeing Matt Martino back on the field.
Caleb Adamas.
Yeah, shout out.
Number 18.
Shout out to Caleb.
Adamas, he had a great game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, you, Connor, Matt Martino, Nick Matthew.
That's Nick Matthew too.
A kid he's been playing for 7 years old. Caleb Adamas. Whole group, of kids that you guys all grew up through Pop Honor. It's good to see you kind of all in the field. But how good was it to see Matt get back on both sides of the ball?
It was great.
Where's the Jiggy come from?
That's been my nickname ever since I was like a baby.
Yeah?
Yeah, it stuck with me.
You got multiple Jiggy shout outs in the comment. Mom. Yeah. Nick Ackerson. Let's see who else.
Good question, Kareem. You when you graduated the Marsh, you got a pretty cool math award.
Yeah.
When you left, you're a pretty smart kid. How is it to juggle?
Rich.
I'm talking about Rich's question.
Yeah.
How hard is it to juggle
school
life,
football, weightlifting, conditioning?
Especially this year too, because I take like AP classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's.
What are you taking?
Psych.
Yeah, EP Psych.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he's gonna.
It's the hardest.
Yeah, he's gonna profile us.
You just have to make sacrifices. That's what it comes down to.
Absolutely. I mean,
how do you have fun
AP's
too,
no
though?
joke.
Yeah.
You still having fun?
Yeah, of course.
Is that why the movie gift card Lou gave you was pretty key?
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, what is the key for those student athletes coming up now? What is the key to making this work? Like the school, the accelerated schedule in school you're in, the accelerated schedule, in practice that you guys do. What is the key to making it work?
Off season is what it comes down to. Is how much work you put in the off season.
Yep. What about in season in terms of the school, the sports?
You just gotta take care of business outside of
time management. Like what? Yeah. I mean, is your family on top of you, or are you just self-disciplined?
Both.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've seen people like who aren't self-disciplined. Like the last class, limited
some of the
potential.
highs and lows for kids that have been older, because you
Limited
talked about the
potential.
seniors and how important those role models are. And I know Connor, when he was a freshman on JV, kind of back in on varsity, some of those guys he looked up to, but they also told him, don't make the same mistakes. Don't do this. And I know Peter Kwaki is someone that had his highs and lows, but I could see him as a good, strong role model of do the right thing. And
he was my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy right there.
How cool is it
to have him on the sideline? Yeah, I mean that was I just again, it happens, but I mean just to have all those guys there in that moment, just absolutely rooting you guys on. I mean, it's that's tough to be fans. They're all new to this in terms of being fans and
they're all missing it. Who you kidding?
they're missing it.
They don't want to be fans. They want to be on that.
No,
field.
they're missing it. But you could almost feel like the transference of like you got this. Like all those guys were just like, oh, we got this. These guys, they're on it. And so that was pretty. Kwaki still. I mean, it's not like they've changed. Kwaki's still very introverted, very not very flashy.
Yeah.
The minute I pointed the camera at that group, Kwaki's like.
With his do-rag on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Put on like the J. Crew pose, like he was in a catalog or something. It was great. So I'm a resident. I'm a fan. I run a paper, and I get nervous when I put that like this. 3-1 atop the MVC. I don't I want to celebrate you guys, but I don't want you reading your own press too much either.
Yeah, that's why I don't.
Yeah.
Let's be honest though, it's been a dogfight every game.
Yeah.
Even as big as the score was against Malden Catholic, you guys started out in the first half. You slow.
Yeah.
So I think the good message is each week you're improving different areas, but it's no joke. There's not a team in this MVC. I mean, even Lawrence coming off Everett. They're playing some great teams. All those kids. I wouldn't sleep on them at all. They're looking to beat somebody, and whoever's going to give them that alleyway, they're going to take it and they're going to run with it. So there's not a team that you should not worry about.
How do you balance that, knowing that the results are coming, but at the same time you can't how do you guys as leaders keep everybody from not getting too high? Or too low. Yeah.
Well, I think our coach does that in practice when he sees people kind of slacking and stuff. So we haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
Do you feel like in some of the games we've had that a little bit where you've kind of got a little overconfident with a little bit of a lead and then kind of get smacked in the face and now we're in a dogfight? Yeah. What were you gonna say?
No, just like remaining humble and working hard in practice, like what he was saying about Coach Ryan. Like when we're slacking off, just remind us we haven't done anything yet.
How do you guys make that comeback though, when you've made as a team made two crucial errors, a game that was locked up, goes from 21-10 to 24-21 down, with as Bill said, the 12th man on the field for Haverhill. How do you regroup in that moment? You said you've practiced the 2-minute drill. But you can't practice what you guys came up against Friday night. The
pressure, the emotion.
Well, our theme of the week was just being a good teammate, and that's what it takes to be a good teammate. Just never give up on each other.
So a turnover happens, you pick that person up because they need you. Interception happens, you pick that person up because they need you. Missed tackle, missed block.
Yeah.
And these are the things I watch too when I'm on the sideline. I watch whose heads are down, who's is there bickering or anything. There was not one head down after any of those plays. It was encouragement. It was, we got this. Give me another chance.
Yeah, that's the part that I'll say this from last season to this season is just that composure on the sideline as far as not losing it. And we're not going to forget we have Grace McKinnon out here.
Is Grace
guys,
here?
Yep, Grace is here.
Good.
She's a junior at the high school. Kareem, you know Grace, right?
Yeah.
You guys know her. Bands, she's lacrosse. Also on the golf team, which is I'm very jealous of that, and hopefully get lessons someday.
Please.
But we're going to get Grace on very soon.
Tell us in terms of you guys put a lot of shout outs there in terms of teammates. I mean, your fan club is showing up big time for you here, Anthony. I mean, the Jiggy crew is just
got fans.
Annalisa Callie, Nicole Witz.
Yeah, shout out Nina and Nicole. Shout out Framingham State.
Nice, nice. Outside of teammates, who do you want to just send the love to in terms of the folks that have helped you through the years here and get to this point where you can embrace these moments?
Shout out Rise Athletics. Shout out Brandon. Shout out Mike. Shout out Hutch.
Shout out Mom and Dad. Even like Pop Warner coaches. Shout out them. Just people that helped us get here.
He played in Lawrence.
You can't say it any better than that.
No, I hear you.
Are there...
How about at the high school? Is there teachers, counselors set up that help out? Anyone you want to name specific? Because the basis of this show is to make sure that the folks that are day in and day out having your back, the work you guys put in, no one knows from an article in the newspaper that you go to Rise, that you're lifting weights, you're a student athlete, that all the time your parents
AP Psych.
Those are the things that we want talked about. So any teachers or counselors or staff at the high school that you want to give a specific shout out to, or everybody.
It's all the principals, teachers, track coaches.
Shout out Mr. Pierce, history.
Mr. Pierce.
Miss McNichols, Spanish.
Track coach, is that Coach Elliott?
Caprio.
Mr. Elliott, shout out Mr. Elliott.
Caprio, we're gonna have to get her in here. She gets
for sure.
She gets we talked to her but she gets shouted out every week.
Yeah,
she's got a fan club.
Second in line behind the most elusive of all people,
Al Delano.
Oh,
Delano, shout out to him too.
The white whale, we call him, because he is just the elusive guest that we can't. He's just too busy.
But he's always watching, though.
Yes.
So whether he's at home or at one of his kids' events, he's always watching.
Probably just commented too. Yeah. So, what do you guys do? What do you guys do when you're not studying, when you're not starring on the field, when you're not in practice? Like, what do you do to just get away from it? A Fortnite, is that a thing, or is it not so much?
I would just be kicking it.
Yeah.
Chilling.
All right. Listen, huge thank you to you guys and to your parent. We got the dads in the hall. Huge shout out to Kareem, Coleman, trademark, and did you trademark yet on social? Okay, maybe he can show you. I was just like, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you gotta have, and I'm probably using a dated term by now, but you gotta have some swag. You gotta have some swagger, a little bit.
Hey, don't forget too, though, after games, practices, bada bing, bada boom. You guys know what that is?
I might pull up.
Right, pull up, give them a shout out. They sponsor the show. The Thursday night meals that you guys get.
God.
They're always
chicken
having that.
parm. Shout out to that.
Right.
Shout out to the chicken. Really?
Just make sure that.
I mean, we talk about the steak, the steak and cheese, the steak bomb all the time, or like the steak tips, but chicken parm too.
Chicken parm.
Yeah.
And the give back is when you do go in, just Tanya, John, anyone that work there, just say, hey, I'm part of the football team. You guys always have our back, but that's one of our big sponsors.
Yeah, thanks for sponsoring.
I don't know if you're going to be buying a house from Jen Kinnan anytime soon, but going to Bada Bing, Bada Boom, and Al's Diner, and having some breakfast and some cornbread would be great.
What's your favorite at Bada Bing?
Chicken parm.
Chicken, same. God, I'm gonna have to get on this chicken parm. I've been so about the steak. All right, there you have it, folks. Kareem, Coleman, Anthony Romano. Just
huge game this Friday in Andover.
Yep.
At 7 o'clock in Andover High School.
And let's travel well, folks. It's looking like it's going to be a great night. Let's travel, support these guys, and just keep enjoying this team. All right, we will take a quick break here on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care. We will, after the break, bring in Grace McKinnon, multi-sport star, just great student athlete example that we will talk to right after the break.
Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact institution for details.
Tickets, popcorn, and sodas. That'll be $35. Cash or debit?
Debit! I mean, I'd like to use my debit card, please. Can I do it?
Okay.
All right. Swiping now.
What if paying with your debit card was always this exciting? Kasasa Cashback is a free checking account that pays you for everyday debit card purchases every month you qualify. Plus, with ATM withdrawal fee refunds nationwide, that's a lot of extra cash to spend on whatever you like.
Ask for Kasasa at the Savings Bank. Visit tsbawake24.com. Member FDIC, member DIF.
All right, a big shout out to the folks over at AFC Urgent Care. They've been big supporters of us since the beginning as the title sponsor of Ranger Nation Radio, and we are big fans of theirs. AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. You'll never need an appointment. Got that persistent cough and cold, that cut that needs a few stitches, or need a sports physical and don't want to wait weeks to get into your primary doctor? AFC's streamlined approach helps you be seen quickly and feel better fast. In Methuen, in the Merrimack Street Medical Professionals Building, 380R Merrimack Street. In North Andover as well, in the Burton Grill Plaza. 8 to 8 Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 Saturday and Sunday. Go to afcurgentcare.com for more details. I love talking about my man Val Davila. It's a dream to own your own business, and Val and Susan Davila made that a reality in February 2013. They started with just 2 insurance carriers, but now Right in Place Insurance for Progressive, Safeco, Pilgrim, Plymouth Rock, and Mapfre, just to name a few. Need auto insurance, renters, commercial, or home? Davila and DeFusco prides itself in having lifelong roots in the Merrimack Valley. Put their experience to work for you. Visit them at 225 Broadway or call 978-241-7950 for a free quote, or visit them online at daviladefusco.com.
Back on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care. Couple things, just notices we want to get out there. Girls hockey, looking for a few more girls at the U12 level to play on the supplemental town team. Few practices, many games. Team is in addition to any team they are already playing on. High school coach Sarah O'Terry will be coaching the U12 team. Practices are scheduled from Monday, October 15th, and Monday, October 29th. Both start at 6 p.m. Any questions? Contact president at myha.com. Youth wrestling is also in registration mode. All students K through 8th grades eligible. Conditioning season starts November 6th. Go to MethuenYouthWrestling.com for more details on how to get into that. Couple great opportunities. And then good luck to the middle school cross country runners. They've got a meet in Tewksbury on Thursday, so we will be rooting for you. All right, you see Bill holding it up. Methuen Day. We've promoted this heavily. We will continue to right up to the event. October 13th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in downtown Methuen on Hampshire Street. The street will be closed off. There's like 300 parking spaces within about 0.2 miles of a walk right in that area. So
bunch of booths, bunch of nonprofits, bunch of youth sport teams, giveaways and just information and dunk tank.
JG's going to be giving out ice cream. Bada Bing's going to be giving out some pizza. You're going to have North End Deli there selling Crispelli's. And Country Kitchen will be open and serving up some awesome breakfast. I'm trying to get them to serve up some fish and chips afternoon, but because you know how I feel about the Country Kitchen fish and chips.
Let's get to this girl over here.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Okay. Junior in high school.
October 13th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Check out the Methuen Day Facebook page for more information. Come to the dunk tank too. Come dunk Bill and I in the dunk tank. All right, Grace.
Yes.
Hugely appreciative for you coming in tonight.
Of course.
I mean, you're everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
great segue into the first question.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about your schedule, all the things you're part of, and how tough but fun that is.
Yes, my schedule is very, very busy. Shout out to my parents for driving me everywhere. They're literally my taxi drivers. So my schedule on a daily looks like I go right to golf right after school, golf till about 6 o'clock. Then on Mondays and Wednesdays I go right to band, and then I go home and do my homework and I shower, and that's usually all my days. And I have Saturday band rehearsals, and then competitions on Saturdays, sometimes and Sundays.
And what time does that band get out? I don't think people realize.
The band competitions are all day long. So
practice though, what time?
Practice.
Yes.
Practice on Mondays and Wednesdays are 5:30 to 8:30, and then on Saturdays are 9 to 12.
We heard you. We heard you guys practicing with youth soccer there on the lower turf on Saturday.
Yes.
And we're not. And this is an amazing band too. So like to be in the middle of that, to keep the grades where they are. Where are the grades?
Straight A's.
Oh yeah, you don't want to brag, but you should brag because I mean that in of itself, that's where we start. You know, as a student, that's what's going to carry you through life. The sports are amazing experiences that you'll never forget, but the work you put in the classroom is absolutely amazing as well. Just tell us in terms of like how that time management comes together. Like what you just rattled off, it was like I'm exhausted listening to it. So how do you fit in the studying in the middle of all that?
Oh my gosh, it's so hard. So I get home after a long day of band around 9 o'clock because I have to go from the stadium back down in the band room, bring all the instruments down the hill and pack them up and everything, and then I go home. And I spent about like an hour and a half or two like doing my homework, getting everything settled, studying. And then if I don't finish, I like kind of like do it during classes, like see what I can get through without like totally messing myself up.
So as a primary sports show, you know, the band is a big part of Methuen High School and the community. Talk a little bit about some of the folks that are you know, the main coaches per se.
Instrumental.
Help.
Got that, Lou? You got that? Okay.
I got it.
All right.
Talk a little bit about some of the people that have helped you over the last couple of years.
The people that helped me over the years. My band director has been very comforting and helping me get my band schedule and like my golf schedule together. Brian McGonigal.
Nice.
He's been very lenient on like me being there on time, and like he's been okay. He understands that I'm a very busy girl.
Yeah, and I'm always impressed with Brian,
you know,
just in terms of how he manages.
I was a band dad. I don't know how you do anything in band.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's awful.
What is your
wall
instrument?
to wall with it.
How you do anything but band, right?
Anything but band, right?
Yeah. When we were putting together the Blue Book last fall, I mean, it was like I'm looking at, we got Grace in like every picture. It's like how it's very impressive, and it's you know, it's not just that you're in these sports, you excel in them, you excel in the classroom. Great example for you know, a student athlete at Methuen. Tell us just a little bit in terms of are you still the lone female on the golf team?
We have a freshman on the JV team and another girl that's like on the border that could play either varsity or JV.
Okay, nice. Who are they? Yeah.
One of them is Brianna Armstrong, and I don't remember the freshman's name.
Okay.
As a junior, you're really not supposed to.
Yeah.
And Coach Sims always taking
always
care.
has my back.
Texted me a couple of times today, making sure we were going to take good care of you. Do I have to go to that show tonight to make sure?
Yes.
I assured him that you were going to be great.
Already in the comments. Let's go, Grace. Jason Sims representing. Tell us a little bit just in terms of, I mean, listen, golf. Those who are viewing, you know, 99% of us can't play as well as you play. Golf is an extremely frustrating sport. I mean, the highs are extremely high. I'm a lefty. My family lives for golf.
Yeah.
And here's my problem. You know,
is this turning into psychology?
Yeah. Where's Kareem, the AP Psych guy?
I'm taking AP Psych. Yes.
Okay, so you can work me through this. No, just in terms of golf, I mean that with all your schedule, throwing golf into that mix, it's not your average sport.
Yeah. It's very a mental game. You have to be very focused, and like there's the technique stuff and everything, but it's really on you. Like if you're not feeling like you're not having a good day, you're not gonna have a good day. You have to like believe that you can do it and believe you can do it.
And you have so many things, you have to be in a zone. You have to lock out the world on every shot.
Yes.
How do you do that with everything you've got going?
I have a routine that I go through in my head. I breathe, and then I do my fundamentals, and then I just swing. And I don't think about anything else. Sims every hole, he gives me a fence bump. He's like, how you doing? Like, keep going, just win it. Like, you got this. He always gives me encouragement on every single hole.
It's awesome.
What's our winter? Do we do anything over the winter?
I do not.
Okay, so you can take that. But you're getting ready for spring lacrosse, correct?
Yes, correct.
And how's that going? New coach, well, not new coach. He's been here for a couple of years, but team didn't lose, but what senior last year?
We lost
1 or 2 seniors.
Yeah, we lost Casey and Hannah McKenna.
Yeah.
Casey Armstrong, Hannah McKenna.
So how are we looking
Hannah
for
was
next year?
in here.
Yep, Hannah was in here.
We are looking. I think we have potential. We are very individually skilled. We just need to work together as a team. We are very good individually, but we don't work good together.
So, and we got a huge freshman class of lacrosse girls that I happen to that have some serious skill.
They are very good.
So we're hoping that helps as well.
Rich LaRochelle, I'm pretty sure all these kids have superpowers that they are not telling us about. Do you guys meet as like a secret club? And just, like, re-energize.
We all keeps.
Yeah, Wonder Twin powers.
No, she's got that necklace Hermione had.
Right?
Turns the clock back and ends up somewhere else.
In terms of you mentioned your family. In terms of the folks that help you pull off these achievements, who do you want to shout out to?
Jason Sims, most definitely. He's been my ride or die. Like, he's helped me through everything. Like, for all my sports, he helped me through get DECA. I went to states, and I'm gonna be actually applying for state officer this year.
DECA?
Yep.
Nice.
And representing for the state.
And explain DECA for those who don't know. It's an amazing group.
Marketing program.
Yep.
So we compete and we do role plays and act like we get like we advertise. They give us like a prompt and then we try to help them advertise it.
It's a great group, and again another group at Methuen that continues to excel year after year. A lot to live up to there. Yes. So thank you for what you're doing there for sure. And amazing experience along the side, right? I mean, is that something that you can see yourself going into?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to go into the PGA management for college.
No kidding.
Yep.
Awesome.
So I'm definitely doing the business and all of the talking and all of that stuff.
As a junior, you're starting to look at certain schools.
Yes.
And
my mom's got me on. She's got on my back. She's like, you got to get this done. You got to have this ready.
What are some schools that are just kind of in your peripheral right now?
I've actually been having conversation with Penn State. We are talking about meeting up in the spring, and we were looking at Myrtle Beach area with Coastal and stuff.
Well played.
Yes.
I came from South Carolina before this, Coastal Carolina.
Yes,
Shout out
so
to Coastal Carolina near Myrtle Beach. Yeah. I mean, those are pretty good options. Yeah, pretty impressive. In terms of what's your favorite thing in the middle of all of this?
My favorite thing is definitely my teammates. They keep me going. They keep me happy. They keep me cheery. Even when I'm frustrated, they're like, just Grace, relax. It's fine. Like, you'll do better the next time. They definitely make me more competitive.
Your golf teammates too. Just in the little that I've seen of them and seen of them before, right before action. A lot of fun, it seems. A lot of comedians.
Yes.
A lot of keeping everybody loose.
Yes.
Which is so
any shout-outs to any of those guys, like Morelski or...
Yeah, Devin. Devin actually helped me my freshman year when I was new, and they accepted me. They, showed me the lines and how to do everything, and they were very nice to me.
Where do you guys golf out of?
Merrimack.
Merrimack golf
Merrimack's
course?
our home course.
Merrimack Valley.
Huge supporter of the program.
Love the caters.
Shout out to them. We practice there for free every single day. Our matches are free. Everything's free. We don't pay anything to go golf there.
Just another thing that folks in the community have to know, that there's so many things going on that aren't talked about on a daily basis from these businesses in Methuen that help out our student athletes. It's
Cater family
amazing.
is just amazing, and it, not just with the golf, but I mean so many things that they support in the community. So, huge shout out to them.
How about our high school, as far as Delano and Matt Curran and Principal
Matt Curran
Barton?
is so great to the band. He treats us like all the other sports. He gives us money. He helps us support. He makes sure that we're known, that everything's on the social media, that everybody's coming to band competitions. He's very good with that stuff.
All right, so I am gonna say kiddingly that I am tired of hearing about Jason Sims, Al Delano, Matt Curran, Kevin Alliette. Even Caprio, tell me somebody we don't hear about every day on the coaching staff side, teachers, whatever. Somebody we don't hear about every day that deserves a shout out.
Somebody we don't hear about.
Is there a social worker, a guidance counselor that can sing really pretty good? That's pretty popular.
Not that I know of.
Tatro.
I don't have him.
You
I don't know.
It's Mrs. Tatro, actually. She actually sang the national anthem at one of the basketball games.
Oh yeah, nice,
yes,
nice. Any unsung heroes that you can think of?
Any unsung heroes that I can think of? Not off the top of my head, I cannot.
Your father's sitting out there.
Yeah, I know.
she
She's staring me down.
She started with that.
I was like, my parents are good to me.
I think she called them her Uber driver.
You know, we brought you on here, and anything that we haven't covered here that you want to get out, just in terms of, you know.
I got another quick question.
Yeah.
As a female junior scholar athlete, if I'm a freshman, I may have a freshman daughter there. So if I'm an 8th grader going to Methuen High School, why and what are the things that I need to be prepared to do to have a successful 4 years of high school?
You need to apply to everything. Be in everything, join everything, whether you like it or you're not. You just need to experience it. You just need to be out there. Like, you have to be very well-rounded. Yes, schools want good grades and everything, but they also want you to be a well-rounded person. That's also another reason why I'm doing all of this, so I can live my life to the best.
I mean, it's what we tell our kids, and I mean, it's like a law of percentages. Like, the more you put yourself out there, the more chances you have to find that thing that you love, that thing that you want to carry on through life.
Yes,
that's one of the amazing things about Methuen High is they have that from their SAD club to to just
best
pretty
buddies,
much best buddy everything across the board.
DECA, I mean, you name it. I mean, robotics. I mean, it just goes on and on.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of, next year or like 5 years from now, what is the one thing about Methuen High that you'll reflect on the most in terms of most memorable, in terms of the things you love the most?
Finishing. Good. Sorry.
The things I love the most are like my friends and my teachers. they like just help me with everything. Like, I feel like if I play golf by myself, it's not as fun as playing with my friends and my family and my coaches. They inspire me to do better. They inspire me to have fun. Like, they make me want to play golf and be in band and do all my activities that I do.
I don't even think we mentioned the instrument.
The instrument. I am in the percussion, the pit, the big instruments in the front. Yeah, I love them all and that stuff.
All of it?
Yep.
What's your favorite to play?
The marimba.
Marimba? What is that?
It's like a big xylophone.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's a brown instrument. It's huge. It's pain in the push up the hill.
I mean, there was a couple photos that we took of you where you had such big instruments we couldn't even see you.
Start bands when you were in elementary school?
Yes, in 5th grade.
How important was that to get exposed in elementary school? Because I know there's been conversations about, what do we cut, things like that, and the outpouring, naturally, those are the things you don't cut. But talk a little bit about how important that was.
For sure, going from elementary to high school was a completely different thing. Like, we did so much more work. It was so much more time because we only went to elementary school for like an hour every day. Now it's like after school and in school. It's very important. It exposed us to like the notes and like how to like interact with each other, how to sound good as a group together.
All right, rapid fire. Favorite ice cream?
Favorite ice cream? Chocolate chip.
Favorite book?
I don't like books.
Favorite TV show? You don't like?
I don't like
books.
Music.
Yeah.
Favorite music? I'm a all kind of music kind of girl.
What is the one thing that gets you going on your phone or in the earbuds? The one
song?
Yeah.
Ooh. Definitely Fifi. Do you know that song?
Fifi?
Yeah, they play on the radio all the time.
Oh, okay. I think I do.
The one that has like Nicki Minaj in it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be lying if I said I knew what you were talking about.
They always play it on the radio.
All of my family, anyone knows me, would call BS on that if I said anything. I thought Fifi was the artist, so we're out on that one.
I'm dating myself hugely when I tell you that.
How about local spot in Methuen?
Yeah.
Local spot in Methuen.
Grab something.
Definitely Chipotle.
Chipotle?
Yeah. Nice.
Vin Dyson's. I actually work in Vin Dyson's.
Yes, yeah. At the Jackson Street.
Yes,
nice.
I work in the Methuen and Salem one.
Okay, yeah. Listen, we love JG's, but Vin Dyson's is pretty legit as well. And it's, I mean, they're full of Central Catholic kids. So
no, Lawrence High mostly.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Methuen High.
Okay, good. All right.
We're in the Oscars. Oh, this is it?
Yeah.
You're the man.
Lou's playing us out. Oh, this is Fifi?
This is Fifi.
I thought you were wrapping us up with the music. This is Fifi.
I'm trusting her. I can play this right
No, you cannot. I would not play
Not just the copyright infringement, the
potential colorful language.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice. All right. Grace,
you're one of a kind.
Rockstar.
You're bringing some energy to this show that we have not had since we started. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
Look at Rich talking about he had Mrs. Tatro, which I'm a little confused by because Rich is on the older side. So
said many years ago.
Yeah, that's a little odd because maybe I'm dating Rich as older than I thought.
Rich has a daughter, Abby, that clearly she's listened to Fifi as well, and she said you cannot play that on the air. Yeah. So you keep that in your earbuds. Huge thank you for coming in tonight. Great Grace McKinnon, band, golf, lacrosse, you name it. You're star. Where, do you know where you're at in the class? Do you keep track of such
My
things?
class, I am around the 80s. No, actually, I just moved up to the 40s.
Nice.
Good for you. Good for you.
And the straight A. I mean, congratulations on everything you're doing. You are just a great example of what we talk about every week here in terms of student athletes and just seizing every opportunity and living it to the fullest.
Can I just say something?
Absolutely.
I want all the girls to be inspired by me and do everything, and even the boys too. I want them to look at me and see, oh, she does everything. I want to do everything too.
Who inspired you?
Who inspired me? Definitely my dad.
Yeah?
My dad brought me up in golf.
Okay. Good that we started with Dad. We'll end with
answer.
Dad. Close the show. You got three dads
You're
here.
that dad? Ooh.
You got three dads here, and Grace's dad in the hallway, in tears. But huge thank you for coming in tonight and for being that example.
Joel chiming in, all three kids, right? Methuen Youth Lacrosse.
Since it started.
Yep, all three. Yeah, you were one of the. You were.
I was one of the originals.
You were the original. But also Kareem and Anthony Romano, all Methuen Youth Lacrosse when we first started our league, our program in Methuen. So great call on that, Joel. I missed that one.
All right, I think that's gonna do it for this week. We're a little over, but you know.
How could you not be?
You can't. You've got to. You know, and again, just another great example of the athletes, the student athletes we bring on here every week. Huge thank you to Grace McKinnon, to Kareem, Coleman, to Anthony Romano, the Romano, Coleman, McKinnon families. Listen, great night in comments. Great night in the comments, folks. Watch the show on demand. Listen, we hear you, okay? We're on Facebook, we're on Periscope, we're on YouTube. Some folks have said maybe cut up the show into smaller, digestible bits. We're going to start working on that as well. But any suggestions you have, hit us up in the comments. Keep watching the show on demand on loopweekly.com, and hit us back next week. We're here every Wednesday through the fall, into the winter. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. It's Ranger Nation Radio. Presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. Bill?
Check out MVC Gridiron on Saturdays, 10 o'clock. Another awesome show that we do that highlights the Merrimack Valley Football Conference, which is having a great season and is going to continue to do that. So thanks and continue to support. Coach Sims also texted and said we did okay.
We will talk to you next week. Get out to Andover, 7 p.m. Friday. We'll talk to you next week.